What's going on, people? This is Shad Harris, and today is day 23 of my quarantine thoughts. And so, a couple of days ago, right, I was watching the show Dave. So, if you haven't seen it already, it's a show about little Dicky, who is pretty much the behind the scenes of what it takes to be a white rapper, or, just a rapper in general. So, in the scene, right, him and his girlfriend had a big argument, and she was, for lack of a better word, saying that he was focused too much on his career or what he was trying to be. And his rebuttal to that was that she doesn't have any career aspirations, so she can't really understand. So he pretty much said she didn't want to be anything, so she wouldn't really be able to get why he was so focused on what he was trying to do. And for some reason, that kind of spoke to me a little bit. Like, it kind of spoke to me a lot. It definitely reminds me of conversations I've had in the past. And it's crazy that that episode came up because I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends who's actually going through something quite similar to this right now. And me and him actually had a conversation about episode 2, and he was like, yo, this is definitely speaking to me right now. And the reason this conversation was so interesting is because as an entrepreneur, as a creator, as somebody who wants to work for themselves, or somebody who just has aspirations, you have to find the spouse that is actually going to balance that out for you. And when I say balance, I mean as far as you can't have all these lofty aspirations and you have a spouse or a partner who either doesn't want to do anything, or the stuff that they want to do is super minimum, where they kind of they get mad at you for wanting to be better. Does that make sense? Like, I can't say that I want to be the president of the United States and they just want to, work the front register at Chick-fil-A. Like, those two just don't really balance out. And to take it even further, before I met my wife, I actually was either dating or, talking to different females, and I would tell them what I was trying to do. And they would just say, like, why aren't you just cool with working a day job? Or or it got to the point where I would actually be actively working towards what I want to do, and then they would down what I was trying to do. Which, when I was single and actually had a moment where I just sat to myself and reflected on the type of woman that I wanted, I know I actually said a prayer, said, bring me a woman that has goals and aspirations for herself. And I say that for 2 reasons, because when you have somebody who has their own goals, their own aspirations of what they want to do, they can understand the things that you're trying to do. Because a lot of people are just not going to get it. They're not going to understand the hours that you got to put into something that you don't see a direct check from, or you don't receive immediate, doors just open for you. Sometimes you just got to grind it out. And the only person that can really see that is the people who are actually doing that themselves. And so when I got my wife, this might sound real weird, but when I first date, or when I first couple interactions, she said that, she starting a nonprofit. And I don't think you mentioned your school yet, but she said she wanted to mention school later on. And I was like, oh, that piqued my interest. That piqued my interest a lot, because as a giver as well, I want to help somebody get to where they want to go to. So I say all this to say, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a creative and you're single and you're trying to really figure out, like, who is the person that you need in your life to kind of take away stress, but also elevate you. As a man, I know this might be different, but I know as a man, you need somebody who has aspirations and goals for themselves, or who can just be a big cheerleader, or their parents or somebody in their life has to be an entrepreneur, where they can kind of see it firsthand how, it's long hours in this, and it's not going to be the easiest road, but it's definitely worthwhile. So I don't know if that's the same for women, but I don't know. It might not be the same. But matter of fact, that's a question. Is it the same for women? For all the female entrepreneurs out there, do you feel like your spouse or partner needs to have their own aspirations, or can they just be cool working a day job and they just are there to support you? So definitely let me know. So once again, this is day 23. So day 23. So stay safe, stay running free, keep creating, keep shooting, and y'all have a good one.